Okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Knitting Posse. I'm Kim.
I'm Kate.
I'm Lorien.
And I'm Laura.
And today is our podcast number 15. Right.
Yeah.
And it's June 8th on Monday, a beautiful day here in Connecticut. And it's nice to be back. We took last week off, and actually it was probably right. What a week it's been. What a couple weeks it's been. Couple weeks. It's so we'd like to take a moment to talk about what's going on in our country, and we want to let you know where we stand on this position. I'm speaking for the girls in my little posse here. We spoke before. We speak about it often. We just want to let you know that we believe Black Lives Matter. We realize that we are for women, white women, who can only learn from educating ourselves, listening. We plan on listening. We plan on paying attention. We plan on standing in the gap. I love that Gigi says that. And we're going to stand in the gap on purpose. It's just, everyone is important to us. And it goes right back to our name of our podcast, The Knitting Posse, which the definition is a group of people who have come together for the same purpose. And we've said it from day one, all are welcome in our posse. We understand that there's a lot of anger and frustration and sadness, and we feel the same way too, but only from our perspective. So a lot of work still needs to be done. We're hoping again to stand in the gap. Needs to be done from the government level down to schools, neighborhoods, communities, just all different aspects of life. So we just wanted to take a moment and express our thoughts and stand firm of what we believe in, that Black Lives Matter. So if you don't agree with that, I'm sure there's another podcast you can follow. End of story.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah, and again, I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how it's hard to knit when things are upsetting, and I shared on earlier podcasts that that's how I feel too. You're not alone. It's just knitting is meant to be meditative and fun, and sometimes your heart's just not there. So whether it is or not, it's a personal preference on what you need to do to get through tough times. But please, we welcome everyone to our posse, and glad we're here today.
Well said, Kim.
Thanks, Laura. It's not easy. It's I don't like to speak about, again, and there's a problem that we don't speak about these things. So I'm learning, and we'll continue to learn, and I might screw up, but I'm ready to listen if I do, and learn, live and learn. That's what I always tell my kids, right?
We all are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess we'll go right into our Knitting Posse podcast then. And Kate, do you want to start with what you have on?
Sure. I don't know if you can hear Spikey's over there sneezing.
Oh,
dog.
Yeah.
I am wearing the Shaker Rag top. It is knit in Jade Sapphire Sylph yarn, SYLPH, and my colorway is called Zephyr. It's kind of like a greeny color. I made this probably, was it 2 summers ago now?
Yeah, I think so.
I remember. And the designer is Amy Christophers, yes. And actually, speaking of change, it was originally published on Mason-Dixon Knitting, which is now Modern Knitting Daily. They changed their name over the weekend because their original name, they found out, made people uncomfortable. And so they made a big change. So anyway, I love this top. It's very comfortable for the summer. It's breezy. I like the yarn, and that's what I'm wearing.
It's really nice.
Thanks.
It's so nice that
yours is exactly the same.
Lorien, what are you wearing today? Dun, 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 dun.
And one of my latest finished object. I'm wearing it. It's the Jupiter crop. That's not a crop. I made the body a lot longer. And
It fits you really
comes
well.
down to my hip. It's a full length sweater with short sleeves. I used mostly stash yarn. I have the light purple and the medium purple are from Poussière, which is a Canadian dyer. I think all natural dyer too. This one almost doesn't look blue, purple, but when I got it, I thought immediately I'm gonna knit that with white. Don't ask me why. The dark purple, let me adjust. This dark purple is some Stash hedgehog fibers. This pink was from Stash. It was a special that Tara Lynn from Playful Day did as a fundraiser for when Australia was under fire and in fire, was burning. And that seems like a lifetime.
A million years ago, right?
Right?
And it really was.
So she did a fundraiser. It was a bunch of one-of-a-kinds. The white is the only yarn I ordered, and I used my Webb's gift card from the holidays, and I ordered Plymouth. I don't know, Select, I don't remember exactly, but whatever their DK was. Most of these other ones, the Playful Day is DK. The other ones are fingering, so I held them double. So this came out to be probably a thicker, heavier sweater than I would like for a long sleeve or short sleeve sweater. So I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get to wear it as we're getting into summer. I don't really love wearing heavier sweaters.
It fits you perfectly then.
Sorry.
Sorry, Kate, what? Or Lorien? It fits you perfectly.
Oh, thank you. It's a top-down design, and so I actually knit it on a size 8 needle, which is 3 sizes up from how it's written, and it's written with sport weight.
Okay.
And I did the yoke twice. I probably got to like here, somewhere in the middle of this purple, and I realized this is not gonna fit. So I knit the size I wanted, but I knit it 3 needle sizes up. And my stitch gauge was kind of okay. My road gauge was longer, so I actually made a few small pattern modifications, took out a couple of rows here or there. I also only had a limited amount of the dark purple, and I just made it through the sleeve. So, it was one of those ones. To me, this is like this year's Soldotna.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
it's Caitlin's, short sleeve, color work sweater. I love the neckline. This neckline is so much better. 3 of us have knit the Soldotna, and the neckline in mine is, I know, comes up too high. Someday I'm gonna take it out and just.
Did you see? I know you saw it. Sophia's from the knitting knitter sleeve.
Yep.
Very color.
Yep, and we've already commented on each other.
Oh, you
She
did?
test knit it.
Oh, I
She
thought
was
I
a
said it.
knitter, and she lengthened the sleeves and the body. I just wanted it to be short sleeves. I like the colors for a
It's beautiful.
fall or spring. So we'll see. I'll try and wear it through the whole podcast and sweat a little.
Turn the air down.
Yeah.
So, Laura, what do you have on? Looks familiar.
Surprise, surprise. Another shake rag. And also in Jade Sapphire Sylph, I chose the very pale blue called Breath. And I have to wear, you can see I have to wear a cotton tank underneath it. But like Kate said, I love it. It's, what is it? I looked it up. It's 52% cashmere and 48% linen. So it's an amazing blend. But it is light and airy. I could wear this pretty much all summer.
I've worn that on really hot days, and I've been very comfortable in it.
And I think if you look at all the projects on Ravelry, it's one of those pieces. I mean, it's really just kind of a box, and I think you increase a little bit here. It looks good on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. It's just a flattering. I mean, it's really just a very basic kind of boxy tee, but it's just great. And this yarn, I know there's other options that you can use, again, if you look on Ravelry, but this yarn is one of my absolute favorites, and this piece is probably my most favorite sort of summer lightweight piece that I've knit so far.
Yeah, me too. That's my go-to summer sweater.
I love it. I keep thinking I might make a darker one, but
you could just borrow mine or Kate's.
Yeah. Swap around.
Exactly. I just have on a little shawl, an old shawl. It's the 800-Yard Dash by Jill Zielinski. I think she used to work for Plucky Knitter. I'm not sure. But it's just a traditional triangle striped shaped shawl. And I made it with Plucky Primo fingering. It was one of my first shawls too. So it was fun to do. That was, I think I must have ordered it online. It was before I kept track of what colors I bought and what the names of the things were. So it is on my Ravelry page, but it's a nice weight of a shawl. Like even though it's warm out, I'm still comfortable with the air on, and I like having something over my shoulders. So that's an oldie, but a goodie.
Colors.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know. Look, it's pink.
I know.
I've never seen that before.
I know. Oh, you haven't seen this yet? Yeah.
Not that I remember.
Yeah, there you
Very
go.
pretty. I like it.
Thank you. Let's go on to any FOs. So,
no, whips next.
Oh, what do you want to do? FOs or whips?
Doesn't matter.
All right, FOs.
FOs?
Yeah.
Okay. I actually don't have much. I did another dishcloth.
You must be doing a lot of dishes.
So I bought these colors. I figured I would just knit up a few in my spare time just to have some for like little hostess gifts and things. So that's the first of these.
Are you getting invited places?
No, but I'm anticipating it.
Eventually, yeah.
Actually, didn't you just invite us to come knit on your porch?
I did.
So bring a dishcloth. And I finished a few more of those scrubbies with the scrubby yarn. And then yesterday, I finished this hat.
Oh, I've made that. That's pretty.
It's called the Lace-Edged Woman's Hat by Julie Hentz. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I used stash yarn for it. My sister-in-law's sister was just diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh.
So I am knitting up a few chemo caps for her to have at the ready, just using stash and like soft yarn that I have. And I cast on another one this afternoon. And so that's what that's for.
I think Marianne told me about that hat and she wore that lace pattern.
Did she?
While she was going through, her treatment. Yeah. Or she gave me the pattern, but it was fun to knit. The bottom was really, when you put it on, you could really see the lace.
It's hard to see it. It probably needs to be blocked also, but there, see, it's opened up a little bit.
Beautiful color too.
Very pretty.
Yes.
Nice.
So those are my FOs.
Okay, Lorien, you're wearing it.
All right.
You have a lot.
I don't think I've showed this on an actual podcast yet, right?
You showed it on our knit night.
I showed it at knit night. Thank you to everybody who came to our knit night. That was a week ago.
I know, it
feels like a lifetime ago, but
it really does.
Really nice turnout. And we didn't have as many people as our first one, but we got to have more conversation because we'd gotten through introductions and where everyone was from and what they were knitting on, and we had more time to just talk about, I think we talked about dream knitting, and we learned a lot about some fibers that if you live in warm weather that you wash and freeze and wash and freeze and wash and freeze in order to soften up. We learned a lot. It was really
it was fun, and I got off of it, and I was so happy.
Me too.
It
didn't feel tiring or anything. It was very refreshing.
Right.
We made Laura
all day, and I'm like, no, it was so fun. It was refreshing.
I could have used it that day, but because we lost internet connection, I couldn't get on Zoom, and I was frustrated.
I had sent you a note saying you could come to my house, and then you couldn't get the note to come.
Oops.
Laura.
Next time,
so,
Laura.
all right. So I showed this, but I haven't showed it on a recorded episode. I'm calling it Invert. So usually if you have crazy colors, you put them often in patterns these days. You're seeing them in the color work motif. In this case, I had 3 skeins from Skeincocaine of her sock base. I'm trying to remember. I think it's called something else, but it's sock weight. And they were fairly close to one another. I did do some helical knitting and alternate skeins. So this is my piece, my sweater. It's a little boxy for me. It's a wider neck. I used the colorwork motifs, the pattern motifs from the Sandoval Sweater, which is by this.bird.knits. And I used the stitch count from the Strange Brew Sweater Recipe from tincanknits. And then I modified it to fit my body and the pattern. So there may have been a point where I needed to actually increase stitches like right here in order to get the motif to fit, but not in a significant way that it changed the sweater shaping. I really had fun working on this because the color brought me a lot of joy, and I was really pleased. This was an unusual knit for me because I usually have a pattern in mind when I buy yarn most of the time. And this time I needed to see the yarn and really sit with it. Like I got it at the holidays and I didn't really have an idea for what I was going to make. I love wearing, but don't love knitting fingering weight sweaters. They take so long. Nevertheless, then I saw the Sandoval and I thought, oh, I really like that pattern. It's for a heavier weight yarn. I like the motifs. It was also a little swan showy, meaning the sleeve comes in lower on the body than the armpit, and I didn't want that. So I sort of pieced together my own project, and I'm really happy with it.
I love the name.
Yes.
Oh, Invert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Have you had a chance to wear it?
Did I wear it? I think I wore it. Did I wear it during the knit night? I think I wore it one day so far. It's done. Like the ends are woven. It's done.
Yeah.
This I call done, but the ends are not woven. So this is another FO. It's been blocked.
Aw.
It sort of went with our small things make along. I didn't do the best blocking job. It's a baby blanket. So it is using the same pattern and concept as my square a day blanket. But I held fingering yarn double. I used a lot of stash yarns. I marled some of the colors. Some were multicolored, and I just held 2 strands of that together. And my cousin's having a baby in August, and we have a baby shower to go to, which I think I'm excited for because we haven't been anywhere. And so I wanted to have a gift. I actually want to make a little sweater. It's a girl. So
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Nice.
Is that it, Lorien?
That's it.
That's a lot. You just had some good knitting.
Yeah.
Laura, what's your FO?
Not technically an FO, but it will be by the end of the day.
Oh.
You've seen it, but it's a mess. But my
Oh,
Shape
wow.
of Summer, I have 1 sleeve done, and I almost have finished the second sleeve.
It looks great.
I don't know why this has taken me, like I plowed through the body. I've reknit the first sleeve twice. I had to go back on the second sleeve. I don't know why I'm struggling, but I'm going to finish that tonight and be done with it. I can't wait to wash and block it because it's also Sylph, and I think, a very wearable piece. I think I'll be really happy once it's done, but it's been tough to finish. I don't know why.
Well, you're having trouble with the sleeves and how to knit them and what size needles and magic looping and laddering and
Yeah, so I'm doing double pointed now, and I'm still getting laddering. And actually last night I was like thinking about it because I'm hoping that I can block it and pull it and sort of not make it so noticeable. And I was wondering why I didn't do what I did with the Aldous, which was knit them flat. And just sew the arm, and I don't know why I didn't do that because
That didn't even come across. Yeah,
I don't know why. I just completely forgot about it, but I'm just telling you, I can't rip the sleeves out one more time. So I'm just going to deal with it. And it's a sort of a 3/4 sleeve, and it's the kind of thing that I would just scrunch up anyway, so no one's going to notice it. And I'm done.
No waving, so no one's.
I'm almost done. It will be finished by the end of today. Not, it won't be blocked, but the knitting will be finished, and most of the ends are already woven in anyway, so it won't take much to finish. I'll probably wash and block it tomorrow.
I think you're going to wear that sweater a lot.
I think so too. I love it. I just don't know why it's been a struggle to get it finished. Well, when we do whips, I'll kind of tell you why.
Okay. I finished my cousin's baby blanket and finished it the day she had the baby, actually, not planned. And then I blocked it. So
Oh, wow.
I hope it's big enough because the baby's huge. I showed the girls the baby's picture. He's almost 10 pounds. Yeah, he looks like a 3-month-old. He's healthy, and my cousin is healthy, and that's
Is that her first?
That is her first, yes. So
Awesome.
we're excited, and it'll be fun to send to her, and I'll probably send some other little things too. So
Nice.
that was my FO, and I'm actually gonna miss just having a blanket, like a plain blanket like that to knit, because really that's everything else I have. I kind of have to think about right now, which there goes my TV watching.
Right? Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
let's go into whips then and talk about that.
Okay, so my whip is kind of large. It's my Berg.
Oh.
So the body is done, and that's the back. It has the same cabling on the back and the front. And then I did my sleeves.
You knit those in the round, right?
I knit them 2 at a time.
That's right.
Magic loop in the round. Yes.
Wow.
So now I need to block it though. So you block it, and then you seam the shoulders, and then set the sleeves in, and then you pick up the neckline. So I didn't want to block it today. I thought about doing it this morning, but I didn't want to block it because I wanted to be able to show it. So it's close. I won't be able to wear it till deep next winter because it's very warm. But I really.
Are you gonna steam block it or wash it?
I will probably block it, like wet block it. I'm thinking. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna wet block it.
Are you? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need to be stretched out or flattened. Like it's pretty. It's.
I know it.
The edges.
That yarn is really nice to work with. I haven't really blocked any of my turtle doves that I've knit with. I actually haven't blocked them because it comes out nice and flat.
Yes, and like I said, the edges aren't even that curled. Like I could really set the sleeves in without blocking it because it's really, you slip the stitches on the edges of the armholes and then also on the edges of the sleeve caps. So it leaves a really nice edge to kind of sew together.
Mm-hmm.
That's Julie Hoover for you.
Right?
What?
That's Julie Hoover for you. The little details like that make the finished piece that much more. Oh, someone's coming in shirtless.
Oh,
So why are you going to block it? Is it not big enough?
No, it says to block it before you set the sleeves in. I think because of like curling and to just flatten everything out before you seam it together.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I will just try and steam it first and see what that does to it. Yeah. Just around like the armholes.
I would do that.
And the cap sleeves.
Yeah, the cables are going to flatten potentially.
Oh, okay.
If you pull it. And I don't know that some people like that, and some people like the texture of the cable. So if you can always wet block it after.
Yeah. Actually, now that you're saying that, I did wet block my hatcher, which was also Julie Hoover, and I actually kind of like pinched the cables back to their plumpness.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Well, it was wet.
Can you do me a favor, Kate? You know how we were, because since we've done a lot of talking about sleeves, I mean, I have a feeling we're going to talk a little more when Laura gets to her whip about sleeves. You said you knit them 2 at a time in the round, but can you just show everybody where you stopped doing that because it has a sleeve cap? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. So I did them 2 at a time. They're from the cuff up in the round, and so what you do. There's a tutorial actually that Lorien did, and it's linked in one of our stories on our Instagram. But I knit them to here, to the armhole where you start to do the sleeve cap shaping on the same needle 2 at a time in the round. And then when I got to this part, what you have to do is, because you're starting to bind off and then you start to go back and forth here, you need to take one of the sleeves off and put it on a holder, because you can't keep doing the way it's set up for 2 at a time on the magic loop. You can't keep going and go back and forth with both of them at the same time. And I know that because I tried. And then I was like, oh wait, that's not going to work. So.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I'm trying to picture it.
Yeah, so I tried to picture it too, and you bind off like 4 stitches, and then you keep going, and but then you have to turn around. So, but then you have your other sleeve over here, and it's not in the same place. So, I just slid it off and slid it onto another needle, and then did them one at a time, just for the little top part here.
But the genius of doing them 2 at a time, it might be the most obvious thing, but I'm just going to say it out loud, is that your sleeves up to that point match exactly, like same exact length, same number of rows, your decreases are in exactly the same spot. And, you know, when you knit them separately, they don't always work out exactly.
Well, because sometimes you forget about a decrease, like, you know, it's supposed to be like every 12th row or something.
Or you're hand measuring the sleeves, and then you tie them on and you're like, oh, this one's a little bit longer. Push them up.
And by the time you get here, like this part took me not very long.
Yeah.
So by the time you get here, like both of your sleeves are done. There's really no like sleeve island.
Yeah.
So
now if you were doing a drop shoulder or a yoke sweater, you could do your sleeves all the way up.
Oh yes.
At the time, even from cuff up, but not for something that has a set in sleeve.
But with the cap on it,
right?
Yes, that was the issue. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, because I learned that. I was wondering how you did that.
I didn't. I tried. It doesn't work.
Tried. Any other whips, Kate?
No, I just have one more Chemo Cap that I just started, but just the cast on, so it's not really exciting.
Next time it'll be done.
Yes.
Lorien, what do you have in your whips?
So I am working on a shawl, and it's on the needles. It's at the end. I just finished my row. It's called Good Vibes. It's by Nadia Crétin Lechen. I believe she's French. Obviously it's going to need some blocking. I could use a longer needle at this point. It's really nice construction though, and I had started to use these yarns. This yarn is from Work Play Knit. It was a fundraiser, and this yarn, I don't remember the name, but it was a gift from Laura when she went to Scotland. And it's a BFL, I think, that one. And the other, I think, is a 7520, because it feels kind of like a soft base. And I had started to do the Breathe and Hope shawl just because I like the name. I didn't really love the pattern. I like the name. I like the concept. Although I was using stash yarn, and the pattern didn't work. I couldn't see this beautiful, like, variegated color. It was too closely striped. And I saw this and I thought it would be fun. And so I'm on the 5th of 7 stripes, and I'm having fun with it, but I'm ready to be done.
The colors look good together.
They do look pretty nice and summery.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're still in your white theme a little bit.
Yeah, this one's actually going to be, I'm going to give it away as a gift to my son's teacher who was with him for 3.5 years. So
nice.
She's not coming to graduation, but she gave me her mailing address today. So
that's nice.
Good.
Yep.
Laura, whips?
Yeah, so when I was struggling with my sleeves, I sort of made the mistake of casting on my Virvolte. And this yarn, this is a free pattern from Espace Tricot. It's this very, most of it is just stocking knit. It's hard to see. And then at the end, you do 2 big lace sections. And this is the West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite yarn. And it is so soft and yummy. It's the bright white. I showed it when I just had it in the skein, and I just couldn't put this down. And because I couldn't decide what to do with the sleeves and I was getting frustrated on my sweater, I just knit a fair amount on this, and then realized that I had to get back and finish it so that I could wear my sweater. And so I'll get back to that once I finish my sleeves. But I'm excited about it.
It's nice.
You'll be done tonight.
Just not with the shawl.
sleeve.
Oh, the
Yeah.
sleeve.
Yeah, I will. So I'll be able to get back to this, definitely.
Is that good TV knitting?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know once you get to the lace, although it looks like a knit two together yarn over, like
Yeah.
all the way across. I
Must be
haven't
just
actually looked at
intuitive
it.
at that point.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a stockinette and you're increasing and decreasing on each side, you know, it's
Mhm.
very easy. And I think that's why I was just like, I didn't have to really think about it. And
Put the other thing in a timeout for a little while.
I did,
Cleanse
but then
the palette.
I really had to force myself, because when we get to future knitting, I decided that I really wanted to knit something else, and I will not let myself even open up a skein of that yarn until I finish my sweater. So
hard. It's so
I know,
hard.
but I'm too monogamous, and if I put something down, I really have to push myself to go back. I don't go back and forth a lot. I usually tend to focus on one thing, and so I really had to force myself to go back to finish that.
Yeah, it's hard. There's too many good things out there. So,
Jim, what do you have? Whips.
I have for my whips two things. My Cullum sweater. Was that Isabel Kramer? Or
I think so.
I think so too. If no, yeah, Isabel Kramer, the Cullum. I'll try to put a pic there. And like I said it last time, I made one before, but this one hopefully will fit. I am on the lace pattern in the front, but I screwed up, and it's I must have dropped a stitch somewhere, so I put it in timeout. Same thing. I'm like, I don't feel like just ripping it back a little bit, and I just wanted to knit, for crying out loud. I didn't want to fix anything, and it's a lace part that's going to make a triangle, so I really need it to line up. Or else, you know, if it were any other way, I'd kind of fudge it and try to make it work. But so I put that down because Kate's been killing me with the Berg. So I picked that up and started that this weekend. And yeah, it's really a pretty.
Isn't it fun?
Yes, it's fun. This is my swatch, Laura. I made it fit. It made gauge once I give it a good pull. So it's just so fun to knit, and the cabling's just enough cabling that, and you can figure it out after a while. You're like, okay, that's to the right, that's to the left. So happy to start a new project. So that column will stay in timeout for a little while longer, but it will get done because it's short. There's no sleeves, so once I just fix that mistake, it'll be fine. But I wanted to start a new project. I think I was Lorien, you got a visitor.
I'm glad it's not just me.
No, I think I was watching The Knitting Place, and Dinah was having castonitis and like casting everything on. And I'm like, oh yeah, I think I need to cast something new on. Like I just had to.
I need that.
I know.
I'm a squirrel.
I'm a squirrel. I'm like, oh, look at that pretty one. So, which brings us to, I guess, acquisitions and dream knitting, or what's next, all of the above.
Okay. So I had been debating, I think I talked about it. I've been watching the Knitting Yak, which is my yak. She's been having a bunch of different designers on, and I watched the program with Nora Gahn. And I fell in love with the circlet shrug, which is
I love it.
there. And I bought the Mayak Tibetan Cloud in Wild Daisy colorway.
It's gorgeous.
I can't wait. Yeah.
What's that feel like?
It feels so good. It's so soft. It's so yummy. This is what Laura knit her Keller.
Really over. It was a Mayak pattern in that same color.
Yeah. Yes.
Lovely. And it's you know, it's a big yarn, but it's light and soft, and
yeah, it's sport weight, so it's not even that like thick, but it is really soft, and yeah, I can't wait. So that I bought that, and then I was watching the Knitting Place, their most recent podcast, and Dinah had on her rocket tee, and so I bought yarn for that.
Do you have it yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
Devin is going down to Long Island tomorrow to pick it up.
Nice.
Yes, that's my son. He will drive anywhere to pick up anything during this time.
Get out of the house.
You better not go with them. You might have to buy more stuff.
I know, right? Yeah. So the color that I'm it's Suburban Stitcher yarn, and we met Diane at Vogue Knitting Live again, like a lifetime ago in January, and her yarn was gorgeous. So I'm really excited to get my hands on that and start that. And the colorway that I chose is called River's Edge. And Dinah did an unboxing on her Instagram.
But just a little while ago, right? Or
yes.
When did you do that?
And she never even got the color listed on the site because people called in to order it before she even listed it. So
wow, that's funny.
Yeah. So that's my next up in dream knitting, and when I finish this Berg.
You will.
Yeah.
Lorien, what's on your plate there?
I placed an order with cat sandwich.
Ooh,
cute.
Wow.
And I'm gonna I gotta say, that is probably the best color representation of anything I've had since we've been doing this stuff on Zoom. And I have 2 skeins here. I had to open one and just sort of check it all out. This is DK. I wasn't going to be knitting any more sweaters yet, but I really wanted to try her yarn. Her name's MJ, and she did an update 2 Sunday nights. And I ordered 2. And I know I'm going to make a My Boy Lollipop. I already own one, and I wanted to make one with 3/4 sleeves or longer. It's a cap sleeve practically, I think, what I have. It's a very fitted sweater. And I always thought it would be good to have in a long sleeve. And in the middle of the night, I just said to myself, I better get that 3rd skein. So at 12:30 in the morning, I got out of bed. That 3rd skein, they all ship together. And it's just going to be another fun, colorful knit. I am not allowing myself to start that until I finish this shawl, which is almost there. It's definitely going this week. It may go today or tomorrow. Go off the needle. That's where it's going. Go for a bath. So I do have that. I do have another sweater. I planned a fingering weight. And I always say, tell me not to knit fingering weight sweaters, but I couldn't help it. I needed to knit that rust belt from Stress Knits.
Oh, you bought it?
I needed a 3rd skein in order to turn that into probably a pink velvet. I'm not sure I want to knit it right away, but I needed to have
it's in the queue.
Needed to have the goods, the ingredients. I do have 2 other shawls planned that I bought yarn for at Vogue. So those are on the list too.
Do you have the Surrey for the pink velvet?
Yes, I won some Surrey in a giveaway from Yarn Habits, Iris. And so I'm deciding whether I'm going to use that. Surrey is really tricky because it comes in a variety of weights.
Yeah.
So it can come almost in a lace, a very light fingering, all the way to like a thicker DK, which I knit my ranunculus in. And so I think you have to be very cautious about looking at a pattern when it uses Surrey, looking at the weight and the yardage compared to what if you're not using the exact same yarn that it's designed in. So I think
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a chance I could use my Surrey with a strand of fingering, and we'll just make that section a little puffier. Or I might just double the Surrey that I have.
Okay.
What color is it?
It's a very light pink. I will show it. Next time. It's out of reach. It's on the table. I do this for my dining room table, but that's like a 10-foot table, and it's 9 feet away.
Nice. Laura.
So when I was knitting my Hint of Summer, I decided I wanted to make one more kind of summery garment. And I decided to do Petite Knit Anchor Summer Shirt. Again, to me, when I look at all the patterns, this is something, it's just really basic. It seems to look good on everyone, and it calls for a Norwegian yarn, which it's, I don't know how you pronounce it, Sandnesgarn line yarn, which is wool, viscose, and only 14% linen. It's really soft and squishy. As soon as I finish my sleeve of my other sweater, I'm going to do a swatch for this. It's called, I think it's called medium blue gray. And I found a website, because it's a Norwegian yarn and it's not widely available in the US, but there are a few retailers. And I actually bought it online from a retailer, and literally like 2 days later, I found out that Dinah has it in stock at the knitters.
The knitting place.
Yeah, the knitting place, I'm sorry. And I was so bummed, but you know, it's a very inexpensive, it's $5.50 per skein. And I think I overbought and got 8 skeins because I always order an extra. So super cheap, love it. And I can't wait. And this is a top down, quick and dirty, short sleeves, hallelujah. I won't have any time to get laddering going on that. And I'm excited. I think this, you know, kind of thing you wear with white jeans or shorts or whatever. So I'm looking forward to starting something new. And
well, you had me at short sleeves, so of course I had a copy. But I did a darker color, gray family, of course, and it's
really pretty,
really nice dark gray. Almost reads like as a light black, I guess I'd say.
They had some really cool colors.
They did.
I actually really like, there's a very bright white, which I thought would be fabulous.
Yeah, I think one of the samples is done in white, and it looks really pretty, especially with the little
like white
pattern up top.
Yeah, it's like a white t-shirt goes with it.
Yeah, but this same thing, like white jeans, pair of jeans, you know, good to go, just to throw over. And I ordered mine through Star Hollow Yarns up in New Preston, Connecticut. She updated her website, and it's really, really nice. She did a nice job. So it was easy to find, and just, you know, came in the mail today, of course. Great. But we have this thing when we go shopping together that, you know, if Kate's like, should I buy that? And I always chant in the background, like, do it. So we were texting each other the other night, and we were trying to bully Kate into making this sweater too. And like, do it.
Lorien came back to her phone and she's like, geez, guys, there's 77 messages from you. A lot of those were likes and whatever. But yeah, she was like, my phone was charging and it was exploding.
it's bad. I know. It's good.
Well, we're all home. What are we doing? Like,
right. Yeah. The other thing that I've been staring at is back to Stress Knits. She's doing her throw over. Her name is Stacy. I think she has her Advent yarns out right now. But she did a great throw over. I don't know if you could see that. Ooh, it's not reading very well, but it's her in her colorway, and I'm eyeing that. So when she's done with her Advent and puts her shop back up, I keep looking at it, and I really like the colors. And it's not gray.
Is it like a gold or what? It's hard to read.
It's kind of like an ambery color.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's her sunflower.
Yes, I think that's right. I
Nice.
think that's what it's called. But her colors are. Oops.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Let's see if this one will.
Find her.
Here's the 3 colors there.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that mint is something I wouldn't be drawn towards, but it works in that pattern. So I like the way those throwovers are coming out.
I know.
It's really pretty. Yeah. So you might have to visit Stacy on Stress Knits.
There you go.
Yeah. Did anybody else knit the throwback?
No.
You did.
Oh, that's good. It's
it's a beautiful, but I'm a pullover, not a cardigan person. I don't know why.
No, this one is a pullover though.
Yeah.
Right,
So I know.
Oh, right.
The
Throwback.
The cardigan version of that. You were on the hill with Andrea Mowry wearing that with the big, not last Rhinebeck, like 2 Rhinebecks ago.
Yeah.
You wore that
Yes,
day on the
yes.
hill. I got a photograph with her.
Yes, I wore it to Rhinebeck 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And your
it was
twin. You saw
beautiful.
your twin too, Lorien.
Same color, yeah.
Yes, I love your colors.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but I like the pullover for me.
Yeah, it was really, I knit it in the round. So,
Well, if I did knit a
designed
pair,
that way. And
I
so
would have
think
knit
it's
that one in the
better
front, too.
almost.
Yeah.
I don't need to knit the pullover, but it makes a nice pullover.
Just button your cardigan and you'll have a
There you
pullover.
go.
So let's talk about our small things make along that we just wrapped up.
Yes, again, like I feel like this was like months ago. So we finished up on May 31st. We had, I want to say, close to 200 projects.
That's awesome.
It was impressive.
It really was. So thank you for everybody for participating. And we drew our winners by a random number lottery, I guess, their choice. And so our winners were Karen from Ohio. She won the Boy Loom and the Scrubby yarn. Trafalco on Ravelry won a pattern from Ann Beatty Designs. Anne had reached out to Lorien to say she was one of our viewers and would like to donate a pattern. So thank you for that, Anne.
Thank you.
And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I think it's Jose from Canada won the yarn and the poncho pattern from Laura. And thank you to Ravelry for Laura, when she typed in Jose's Ravelry name, spell check changed it. And so Laura sent a pattern to some random person
In Italy, who was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And so Laura just, she emailed Ravelry and they actually fixed it for her. So that was very,
And I already got a thank you back from Jose.
oh, that's great.
The pattern, so I know she got it.
Good, good. Brittany from Illinois won the project bag from at Yup I Knit. Again, she's another viewer. She doesn't make project bags for a living, but she wanted to just donate something. So thank you so much to her.
That's sweet.
And then
That's Joey.
Joey is her name. Yes.
Mhm.
She's from Connecticut, isn't she?
Originally, she lives in Southwest Florida.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yes. Yes. And then Noelle from Canada won the project bag from our friend Pat at A Knitter's Satchel. So thank you, Pat, for the donation. And yes, so those are our winners. So congratulations, everybody. And again, thank you to everybody who participated. And I know I got a few things that I put in my favorites on Ravelry based on what
It was really fun to go through and look at some of the cute things that people made. Really fun.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
again, thanks for everyone that watches and our viewers and subscribing and liking and your comments. It's just, I just love reading them, and I love that we have friends all over the world right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last thoughts on anything? You all good? I do want to end with one quote that kind of sums up, again, our belief that we started the podcast with. And I guess, Lorien, did you find, I saw it on Instagram, and it was like, I understand that I will never understand, however I stand. And we will insert the word we where I is.
For that.
Yeah, we will stand. We will stand in the gap. So thanks for watching, and we hope maybe we'll see you next week or the week after, see what life brings. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.